Hello and welcome to the show. I am Joe Tophat. I have been excited for the new Ducktales series ever since it's been announced. So far I've done a video talking about David Tennant being the new voice of Scrooge McDuck and a reaction to the trailer. So it's only fitting that I do another video focused on an announcement of who is voicing Gizmo Duck, one of my all-time favorite characters from the original series. It has recently been announced that Lin-Manuel Miranda, the star of the musical Hamilton, is the new voice of Gizmo Duck. It's strangely fitting that this guy was cast as Gizmo Duck, for only one reason. The name of Gizmo Duck's original voice actor was Hamilton Camp. So basically, the star of Hamilton is replacing Hamilton Camp. The stars had a line for this casting. Now I want to analyze how Gizmo Duck looks. This is how he looked in the original series, and this is how he looks in the new series. I have to say, I am not a fan of the new design for Gizmo Duck. He looks way too bulked up for me. I mean, how many steroids has this guy been on? Yeah, I know it's a suit and that he really doesn't look like this, but the bulkiness is just way too much, and what the heck is those on his arms? I mean, just look at the elbows. Are those spiky things really necessary? I like how they kept a unicycle on him. That's pretty awesome. And I also like how it's a G rather than an R, because in the original version of Gizmo Duck, he was supposed to have been called Robo-Duck. That is why he has an R on his chest. But here, they made it a G, as in Gizmo Duck. It's a nice improvement, but it's really the only improvement I like. Gizmo Duck is much taller than Fenton Crackshell, the duck behind the robot suit. Here, it's not exaggerated. He looks muscular, but not overly muscular like in the new series. And I like how in the original, you actually get to see his neck, whereas in the new version, his neck is completely covered. Really, the only thing showing is his beak. And for Fenton himself. This is how Fenton looked in the original series. But in the new series, he's going to look like this. Why are Fenton's feathers brown instead of white in the new series? It's because he's supposed to be Latino. Yup. In the original series, Fenton's last name was just Crackshell, whereas here, it's Crackshell Cabrera. Why exactly did they make him Latino? Co-producer Francisco Anginez, I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, said, "Growing up as a Cuban-American comics enthusiast, I was always hungry for a Latino hero to call my own. In developing the new series, Matt and I leapt at the opportunity to adapt Ducktales' marquee hero into a young scientist character with a Latin-inspired roots." Couldn't you have just, I don't know, create your own character with Latin-inspired roots, if that's what you wanted? I mean, don't get me wrong, I get diversity, but Fenton was an established character from the original series. He was never meant to be Latin. There are Disney characters that were created to be Latin. Just watch Three Caballeros if you don't believe me. They took the time to create their own characters to be these certain ethnicities. And oh yeah, he did say young scientist, didn't he? In this new series, Fenton Crackshell Cabrera is a young intern who works for Gyro. Why does he need to be a scientist? Let's go back to the original series and see how Fenton was like. Fenton despised his job of bean counter. All it required him to do was to count how many beans are in a jar and tell someone how many to add or subtract. He wants so much more out of his life than just counting beans. When Scrooge announced that he was looking for an accountant, Fenton jumped at the opportunity. The only problem was that Fenton didn't have the right qualifications for the job. Scrooge kept trying to throw him out, but he was insistent on talking to Scrooge and felt he was right for the job. The only reason why Scrooge hired him was his uncanny ability to count very fast. As for how he became Gizmo Duck, Fenton accidentally used Scrooge's #1 dime to make a phone call. He tries to get it back, but the Beagle Boys stole it from the bank. And when he tries to steal it back from the Beagle Boys, they beat the crap out of him. While this is going on, Gyro is trying to invent a guard for Scrooge's money bin. His first attempt ends in disaster, so he decides to create a robot suit for someone to wear. Gyro makes the code word to put it on Blatherskite, and Fenton's catchphrase happened to be Blather and Blatherskite. And that's how he became Gizmo Duck. There are a few more things I want to say about Fenton. You see, there were only 2 people who knew his identity. The first being his mother, or Mama, and the second being Scrooge McDuck. Oh yeah, I have to talk about his mom. You see, Fenton in the original series lived in a trailer with his TV addict mother. She seems to have no real use for him other than to work to pay bills so she can sit on a butt and watch TV all day. She is absolutely hilarious. Her son is a superhero who works for the richest duck in the world, and yet that doesn't impress her at all. And there's something hilarious in a superhero happen to live in a trailer with his mother. There is no word yet on whether or not Mrs. Crackshell is in the new series. I just hope she is. And final conclusion, I'm not sure I really like this direction they're taking the character, but I'm willing to give it a go. Maybe it'll be better than the original, maybe it won't. All we can do is wait and find out. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later.